Bismillah. Okay guys, now we'll be working on dimensions, how we will be dimensioning and how to set up our dim lines. So for the dimension, if you, let's say this is our annotated uh, button or home, here we have uh, text line, multi-text line, and then we have the text styles we already created, and then we have dimension here. We could pick linear, aligned, angular, and radius, diameter, so on and so forth. And then if we click on these options that we have quick dimensioning, and then we have continuous, and so on and so forth. So right here we have annotative and then standard. This is our standard without us touching anything. This is a standard from AutoCAD. So manage dimension styles. If you press that, this will come up. This is our dimension style manager. Okay, so before we start this, I'm just gonna close it and do the shortcut. If you just type D, it will come up too. Instead of going through there, you just type D and then it will come up. Usually it will have standard or annotative. Sometimes the annotative might not show up. It will just be the standard dim line. This is the AutoCAD standard. So this is what we have here, set current. We'll just click that, and then we have new, modify, override, compare. So this is our standard. It will have all the AutoCAD standard. We'll just click modify and we'll go through it. We'll modify whatever we have to fit our need. So just make it a bit bigger if you can, so we can go through it. So the first tab is lines. This is what we have. We have color. It says by block, and line type, line weight, by block, by block. So what I want you guys to do is set it by layer, line type by layer, line weight by layer. This way, when we have a layer for dimensions, everything will be under that layer. Okay, so we'll leave it at, and then we have baseline space. This is AutoCAD standard, which is set as 3/8. We're not going to touch that. We'll just leave it. And then we have extension lines. So by block, same thing. Change it by layer. Line type extension line 1. So by layer, set everything to by layer, and then line weight by layer as well. So right here we have extend beyond dim lines. So this is our extension is 3/16. Offset from origin is 1/16, is basically saying from there to there. And then fixed line dimension, don't touch that. So the symbols and arrows, right now we have it as arrows. We'll change that to architectural tick. Press that. The leader line, we'll leave it as filled, closed field, sorry. So the architectural ticks is set for now. Arrow size is set as 3/16, and we'll just leave that as that for now as well. This is AutoCAD standard 3/16 and 3/32. We have the text, we have standard, Arial. So what we will do is press this dotted option, so this will come up. I want you to do new and then call one dim, D-I-M, for dimension. Okay, so we have it as Arial, regular. Height, leave it as 0, because later on we will scale whatever we have to. And width factor, leave it as 1. Okay, and could have it as annotative, but don't press it, just leave it as that for now. We'll get into the annotative option later. So close that. So once we did that, now we have the option to press dim. So this is our dim. The text color, same thing, pick by layer. The fill color, nothing. So this is the most important thing, is the text height, 3/16. Later on I'll create a video how we get all the heights for every scale that we do. Okay, now this is good for us, everything is good here. Text alignment, aligned with dimension line. So you can have it as horizontal or aligned with, I'd like it to have it as aligned with dimension, so press that for now. Now our fit, you see how this is 1. We will be getting a number for every scale that we have. I'll calculate it, but right now leave it as 1, don't touch anything. And then this is your placing of the text and the arrows when you're dimensioning. So here we have it either text or symbol. So read this. If there isn't enough room to place both text and arrows inside extension line, the first thing to do is move outside the extension line is. So basically it's telling us if you're dimensioning something and there's not enough space to have the arrow and the text, what should you do? So the first thing to move outside, you could say the arrows, the text. So you see how if we press text for this sign, it moves it out. Okay, both text and arrows, it will move it out. Always keep text between text lines. So you could have that, but leave it as either text or arrows, best fit. It says when text is not in the default position, place it beside the dimension line, over the dimension line with a leader. So if you look that over the dimension line without a leader, basically it's saying if it doesn't fit here, it will put it on top of it with a leader. Basically a leader will show. So I like it like that actually, so I'll keep it that. The primary units, we have decimal. I'll change it to architectural because that's what we had first. Alright, the precision is 1 to 1/16. Horizontal is good for us. Alright, and we'll leave everything as it is for here, except you see how you have the 0 feet, 0 inches. This is the trailing. So if we wanted, we could have 0 feet 1 inch, but this is enough. Alternate units, we don't have it to do anything right now. It's basically if you wanted to have millimeter under it, you could say display it. You see how it does it, 1 inch, and then you'll put in a bracket saying 25.8 for the millimeter, so on and so forth. Alright, and because we don't need it, so I'll just unclick it. The tolerance, don't have to do anything here, this is enough, so we are good here. The only thing is yeah, that's enough, so don't touch anything, just press OK. Alright, now this is our standard, so if we close it, we're good here right now. Now let's dimension something. So if we were to dimension that right now, it will be this small, 3 feet 4. See how small that is? We can't really see it. Now the next step is we will come up with a way. Let's say, let's come here, let's go to our viewport. So if we are doing, let's say, scaling this as 3/4, we can't really see what's going on. Can't see the dimension and the arrow. It's really hard for us to see it. So there is a formula that we have to do. So if you go back to the dim, modify, there's a formula that will give us the fit. It says or use overall scale F. You see how this is 1 right now? I'm just gonna put 32 for right now, but this is just me putting it in a number. Later on we will get a number for every time we have a different scale. Let's say 3/4, 1 inch, a half, 1/8 of an inch. It will give us the option to uh, it will give us the option to have the best view of the dimension. So now if we go back them, see how I changed to 32, it became that big. Let's say if we were to do 16, half of that automatically changes it. Now if we go back to the viewport, we can see it better. We can see it. It's still big, but we can see it. Let's just do it one more time. Dimension, modify. From 16 we will go to, let's say we want it to be half of what we have right now, 8. That's what we have right now. See how it's actually much better? Just because we changed that fit line, automatically it changes the whole thing, the arrows, the text, so on and so forth. This is why we had the text styles made up. So from now on, when we had, let's say, half inch is 1 foot, 3/4 is 1 foot, so we'll create those. So when we're adding liters, it will be the same thing as when we're dimensioning it. Our dimensions will be the same. But that's enough for right now. The next video is I will do the math, how we're gonna get the fit and the text size of the when we're noting the drawings. There's a formula, like easy formula. We'll use that to get all of our fit number and the text size when we're dimensioning. But for right now that's enough, and I'll create the next video will be about creating those creating the dimensions for every scale and the text styles. That's enough right now. Thank you guys, and if you have a question, write it down for us. I'll answer it.